Hey Aries, we're going to find out what the spiritual realm has in store for you at this time, whether it be messages, reassurance, clarity, whatever it is you are in need of at this time. Aries, happy Thursday. Y'all got the 10 of Pentacles, family, tradition, career, new job, maybe employment somehow, some way. It could also be self-employment for some of you. Got Daughter of Wands. This could be related to a family member, family tie. It could be definitely a younger female, but it doesn't have to be. Somebody's got a lot of inspiration, a lot of hope, a lot of faith for what's to come. They're very inspirational. They could be lacking some kind of judgment at this time, but then again, they're coming from a good spot. Like they're coming from a good place. They're coming from a good point of view. They just need a little bit of guidance and maybe the way that they portray this good point of view. Maybe the words, the choice of words, the empathy behind the words. There's something about somebody wanting to speak up and say what they want to say. Somebody that it could be even you. For some of you, you could be this younger version who is definitely coming across as the Page of Wands energy. And with the Judgment reversal, you could just know that you need a little bit of insight about how to go about it, specifically utilizing words that are going to spark inspiration across the collective that you are talking to, communicating to, whatever may be, a platform, whatever. Let's actually get a little bit on this Judgment. What's the Judgment about, Spirit? What's the Judgment in the reverse about? Ooh. So don't limit yourself to the way that you portray what you need to say. Traveling, number 8. You could be speaking on structure. You could be speaking on family traditions. You could be speaking on career. You could be speaking on things that you're very knowledgeable about with this 10 of Pentacles. And then the Daughter of Wands is about speaking. It's about talking. It's about inspiration and creative ideas. And maybe even something to do with a creative project. But there's ideas. There's like projects that need to come, to discussion. And the way that you can make this happen is by expanding yourself. Don't doubt yourself with the Judgment also in the reversal. That's another one, But the traveling kind of means like travel. Like, you know what? There's no limits here. Like, you have the ability to kind of go wherever you want with this and do whatever you want. And there's no restrictions. You're very mature doing this too. Even with the Daughter of Wands being the Page of Wands, being the fact that sometimes it can come across as like somebody who wasn't necessarily thinking before doing, but then again, you guys have a mature way of coming across right now in the way that you're doing this. That's why God is giving you the open ability to know that even if those people that you're talking to, some of them may judge you, but it's your open opportunity and your open possibilities that is going to know that you don't have to allow yourself to feel the doubt just because a group of individuals that are listening to you don't like what you're saying, judged you in the wrong way, whatever. It's all a reflection of themselves, They weren't expanding themselves. They weren't seeing past a certain limit either. They have closed-minded perception. So let's get a little bit further. You're not a part of the big world, okay? Yeah, the world in the reverse to me here tells me you're not a part or participate in what's happening in the world, everyday world, the critics, the judgment, the hate, the cruelty, the violence, right? 4 of Pentacles in the reverse confirms that you have released this energy of shed the old skin of the old world, and you're in this brand new world. You'd rather see people be a part of a brand new world that they felt free to travel without the bitterness, the anger, the hate, the rage, the manipulation, the narcissism, the all the things, the patriotism, whatever, people all labeling and this and that. You're divinely protected, by the way. Just saw 444. So yeah, this is definitely telling me Capricorn with this, and then Taurus, Leo, Aquarius and Scorpio's energy with the world, Virgo, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, which I know this is definitely that Aries energy, and then Virgo, we're in Virgo season. So a lot of this is pertaining to this energy currently. Now, the next full moon that we are going to have is the full moon in Aries, so that's your full moon. So there could be something significant to that. But let's see a little bit further on this. Yeah, your consciousness is not with the regular world's consciousness. You are, like, yes, we're all oneness, and collective consciousness is oneness, and all of us are part of a consciousness collective within one. But basically, you are not attuned to the normal, like, traditional, like, rigid rules of the world. You are in your own world doing your own thing, and this is your own consciousness that's expanding to those that are like attracts like. So the more you do this, the more you're attracting the energies also in that are also like feeling that same kind of consciousness shift, and they're not in the old world with the rest of the hate, the drama, the criticism. You know what I mean? You have a new vision. That's what this is about, projects and talking about. This is the new vision that you're going to be communicating about. You're not going to doubt yourself when it comes to this communication and what you're expressing, because you're bringing in a sense of inspiration. Yeah, this has all come together pretty nicely, not going to lie. So you have the open availability to talk about a world untraveled. Let's just say it like that. You have an ability to talk about a world untraveled. Many people have not been able to get to the world that you are at right now. This is a very much so like unwalked earth, a very sacred place, because not everybody's been there yet. You've reached a spot that many have not been there. So it's like new territory, right? You have the ability to expand all across this territory and learning so many different new things. And the fact that you are in this new world, this new frequency, this new era, this new shift, there's nothing from the old that could hold you back or try to doubt you or make you feel projected onto. Nothing, because it's all going to be hitting that barrier. There's a barrier between the old and the new, and that old cannot come in and affect the new. And so therefore you're going to be openly talking about things that people are going to be so confused or so shocked. And if they are confused or shocked, let me say they're not right for your energy. They're not right for your path ahead. Okay. The ones that are going to actually feel open and like, wow, that's amazing that I was thinking something like that. Like that starts to make them open up and communicate to you, and they're like bringing you in their stories and stuff. That means that you have related to them on a whole new level, and that whole new level is that brand new world energy. All right. And that means you're pulling in the people, like you are traveling in this new world. And the more you travel in this new world, you're going to find like little village here, little little bits of people, but not a lot. Right. That's when you're going to find out, like, it's all like a metaphor, like metaphorically, but like kind of turning it into like a literal sense. Like if you were to actually go to a brand new world, you're brand new, it's brand new territory, you get to travel, you get to run around, you don't know who's there, but you know what I mean? But you're excited, it's exciting, it's something you've been wanting and wishing for and hoping for, and it's a whole new world of like no worries or concerns or stresses. And you know what? You just have a lot of healing and wisdom and knowledge of how to go about this and to conserve your energy while traveling and exploring and whatever, and communicating to anybody that you so happen to come across that so happens to be a part of this new world, because they're going to be seeing it from your perspective. But the other ones from the old world, you're not even going to be relating to them or relying on them to reply to you or even say nice things. You already know where they're at, unhealed. They're not in that healed energy with you. So you don't need to worry or concern yourself with that, right? This is just trying to motivate you to say what you need to say. Be open about it. Be as detailed as possible with it too, because you're going to inspire those that are feeling a little lost in this new world too. Maybe they just need the optimism from you. That's what I'm getting. Okay. Let's get a Oracle. All things considered, part 2. Not every answer is going to be yes. You should embrace no too. No is protection from God, higher power. Knowing whatever is coming from behind that no doesn't need to exist in your life or be added to your plate. Behind that no is a whole lot of toxicity. Move on to the next and you'll find the best. In that sense, it's like you embrace no, because you know that no that doubt from somebody else, whatever it may be, is not going to be able to come across, because it's just toxic, and that's not where you are. So you move to the next. You already found the best. You found the best in the brand new world that you've created by being not a part of the old world. So yeah, I feel like you realize that too. You know, there was a lot of times that you've been told no, but you realized that it was for the best, and you moved on to the next. And because of those no's in the past, it got you to this place now. Let's see. There was definitely individuals in your past that were not very reliable, not dependable. They would have broken promises. These people would be gamblers, drinkers. You know, they would King of Pentacles in the reverse is Aries or Taurus. But this affected you in ways to make you unstable or feel like you had to have a hyper independent mode. You couldn't have anybody be relied on, etc., etc. So in the past, you know, no, being told no, you were probably not asking very many people in the first place, but there was a few times where you had fell, you know, out of balance in life, or you lost a sense of security in something, or you ended up, you know, having to move or whatever it was. But there was plenty of people that said no because you maybe needed to like have a place to stay, and you would ask like, can I stay with you? And they would say no. Well, you learned that no, even though it made it a little bit harder on you at the time, was actually protecting you from more toxicity that would have been added to your plate, because you already had enough at that time. You didn't need more. Okay, so you're learning that over the time as well. The Four of Swords on the bottom with the little lamb definitely tells me healing and restoration and rejuvenation from these energies. And this is what's brought you into this brand new feeling, or this brand new world that you were already in, already participating in, already learning about, and already trying to express and share. But maybe you get a little bit hesitant to share because you feel like people are going to think you're crazy. But that's the doubt that God doesn't want you to have. Okay, people are going to think anybody's crazy, especially when they don't think normally like they're thinking. Everybody is crazy to somebody who's not thinking exactly the same that person's thinking. It is what it is. I don't think people are crazy because I don't train my brain that way. I don't think people are crazy for thinking differently than me. I think people are people for thinking differently than me. I think people are humans and have souls, and they have different coding, and they have different, you know, backgrounds, and they have different and the backgrounds aren't even just like anything to do with race. It has everything to do with their background of growing up. Everybody else, different races can have the same almost exact thing: divorced parents, guardian having to raise them, foster parents, whatever. Nobody can say that. Just in that sense, background is anything, you know, in a sense of what they've had to grow up with in their life, whether it been parents that got along and they were so in love and they were grossed out by their parents being so in love, or maybe it was their parents and they hated each other and they were always fighting, they were always arguing, and that was just so like, I want love in my life that's not going to be like that. So that, you know, it can the opposite effect. It's whatever, but everybody has their own little thing to deal with in life. So I feel like you guys have definitely pulled through. This is your confirmation as well to know that. And then just be your bossly independent self by speaking your truth and bringing your own mystic magical energy into it, because really that's what's going to expand the world and see the new vision that you have already manifested. Pretty much, you've already manifested this new vision, and now it's time for you to share it so that the rest of the world can get on to this new level with you. You know, you're not trying to hold people back, and you're not trying to have people be limited. You want people to grow. That's part of your vision. Use that as well. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a beautiful rest of your